Hi, I'm Harold Enger, Director of Education for Spring Green, and I'm here today with Mr. Fred Whitford.
Good morning.
And Fred is going to be talking to us about hooking up trailers. And we're driving these vehicles out on the road every day, and we want to make sure that they are properly hooked up and that we don't have any accidents. So Fred is going to go through some different aspects, and Nick will be joining him and to go through all these different parts of pulling a trailer.
All right, so Nick, we're going to be looking at this particular setup. And obviously, I mean, you look at this is humongous trailer. This is pretty massive. So obviously, if it's a big trailer like this, or even a smaller trailer like that's behind me, we don't want them coming off. And we've done everything we can. We've got the right things maxed up, as we saw. We have looked at our safety components on the other trailer. So now we're down to one last piece here when it comes to this trailer. And it has to do with this, and our cord. So what is that? What is this system here for?
It's the electric brake system for the trailer.
Okay. So what's the purpose of that?
So if the trailer becomes detached from the truck, the brakes will go on and the trailer will stop.
Okay. But we have chains, right?
Right.
So I guess what we're saying is if the chains break,
Correct.
then this thing's free falling on its own. We want to be able to lock up the wheels to try to get it to stop there in the middle of the road.
Right.
Instead of free riding out, right? So how does this, it's a pretty simple concept, how does this work?
There's a wire that attaches to this, and you would want it attached to the truck, and it will pull out.
So when I pulled it out, what happens?
The brakes go on.
Okay, so you told me you wanted it hooked to the truck, but I noticed here, the way that I set it up, I put it right on, and you noticed it on the hook. Well, I mean, it's a good place to hook it, isn't it?
It's an easy place to hook it.
You didn't answer the question, but that's right. It's an easy place to hook. But if this was to happen to fall off, when this came off and it fell off,
It's meaningless.
it takes it with it.
Right.
All right? You have pulled it. We should have set the brakes.
Right.
So this is an easy test, and this is important. If you could go, I'm going to put the chain back on, the hook back on. If you could go in the truck and drive off, and let's just see if it's working.
Let's do it.
Let's see what happens. That's good. On this trailer, it would have been the front tire, you would have dragged it. So that's why it's so important to check your system. Every once in a blue moon, you pull the pin out, you get in the trailer and you pull off. If the tires are rolling, it's not working, which means if you've lost it out there on the interstate on a road, that trailer is going to go free falling on its own. If it locks up, then you're in good shape and the system's working, and that brake's going to stop. The trailer's going to stop at some point. First question is, how much pressure do we put? So what you'd like to look here is on these tires, and this tire has 110 PSI rating. Typically, you only use that as the maximum. As if I was carrying a load back here, a heavy load, I would pump up the tires. Couple of other things is just the outside. If you see a lot of cracking on your tires, that means that's dry rot. And what that means is that your sidewalls can't hold that weight like it used to. I really want to pay attention to the outside, because if I have low pressure, what's going to happen here is this tire will flatten and you are running the sides of here. And these tires are extremely expensive. Beyond that, then, we depend on this thing stopping, going over water, and being able to handle this particular truck and trailer.